Module 4. Marketing and Branding Techniques. In this module, we are going to explore the concept of marketing and the crucial aspects around this to develop a good strategy for an introduction or definition of our target customer. In the second part, we are going to move on to talk about branding and its differences regarding marketing. Also, we are going to talk about the importance of branding and how to generate love to our brands. Finally, you will have the opportunity to test your knowledge through a case method exercise. Successfully interacting with consumers is a crucial part of doing business today. Customers enjoy and expect a personalized experience and delivering trust that will set you apart from your competition. According to the American Marketing Association, marketing is the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. The customers can be an individual user, a company, or several people who contribute to the purchasing decision. The product can be a hard good, a service, or even an idea. Anything that will provide some value to the person who provides an exchange. An exchange is most often thought as money, but it could also be a donation of time or effort, or even a specific action. A producer is often a company, but it could be an individual or non-profit organization. All in all, marketing is the sciences that will take you to success. It helps you to identify the needs of a customer by providing valuable products to customers. Now, there are two types of models. For example, when the producer is a commercial entity and the end user makes the purchasing decision, the model used to describe this transaction is often called business to consumer, B2C model. When the producer is a commercial entity and a second commercial entity makes the purchasing decision but provides the product to the customer, then the model is often called a business to business, B2B model. The difference in these models affects how the marketer constructs his marketing analysis and marketing mix. Later explained. Since the objective is to make a consumer interact with your brand and become a customer, think about that. I will explain you two classifications that separate marketing: outbound marketing and inbound marketing. Outbound marketing main objective is to attract the consumer in an in-season manner. It is known as the old marketing since the tactic that used to offer products or services to the public, resorting to interruptive techniques of advertising, marketing, and that are, for the most part, too commercial and currently with little relevance for the consumer. For example, telemarketing, spam emails, direct mail, magazine ads. This type of approach tires the consumer since some ads arrived in inopportune times. I guess this happened to you when you are doing an important activity like searching for information and ads with not relevance appear suddenly. In contrast, we have the new marketing known as inbound marketing. Inbound methodology is an innovative strategy that has sought to eliminate the old concepts of marketing. The inbound has presented a vision that is based on gaining people's attention and making potential customers look for and find a business in a natural way. That means without suffering any kind of pressure to make that happen. Inbound marketing works in a cycle of 4 stages, and for each of them, actions are assigned capable of effectively dialoguing with the public. The first one is attraction. Doesn't generate business opportunities or sales. That is why leads are essential for the whole strategy to work. In the first stage, known as attraction, it is very important that the company seeks to position itself and build its brand instead of going out in search of new clients. Here comes content marketing because the creation of relevant content is crucial for the success of the inbound. Conversion stage is an extension of the attraction. After attracting visitors, it is necessary to convert them into leads. For this to happen, it is essential that the business offers some reward or benefit to the user in exchange for information about him, such as his name, email, and telephone. In general, to get access to consumer data and form a database, companies that work with inbound offer what we call rich materials, such as ebooks, infographics, white papers, webinars, among others, in web page structures called landing pages. These landing pages, which are created with the aim of generating the conversion, have forms for the user to fill out with their data and in doing so, receive some type of material as a benefit. After attracting the most appropriate people and converting some of them into leads, the path is promising. The next step is to transform them into customers, which will require an even greater knowledge about the person and a more personalized treatment, since not all the potential customers are at the ideal moment to make a purchase. When we observe a cycle of purchase, we see that there are well-defined steps that must be respected until the time comes when a person is ready to receive a sales approach. The final stage is the closing of the sale is reason to celebrate for two specific reasons. The first, because the main objective of the inbound process was achieved. The second, because a new door opens and now there is the opportunity to transform the newest customers into a loyal brand promoter. Marketing is more than promoting the product. It's a data-driven science. A good marketer will develop the data necessary to define the customer needs, develop a good product based on the available resources, deliver the product in an effective manner to the customer at a price that reflects the customer's value and the profit desired by the producer. In this sense, it is important to contemplate the 7 P's of marketing. Mixed product refers to the goods or services that respond to the needs of the client. How can my product respond to the wants and desires of current or potential clients? Is my product adaptable to market demand? Can the product be improved? Price means to fix a price that your clients are ready to pay and to be sure that the price is attractive, all toward the aim of earning sufficient profit. Are my clients able to pay for the product? Consider the means of your clients and price offered by the competition. Can I attract more clients with special offers? 10th product free, price reduction during certain periods of the year, etc. Place refers to the location where your enterprise is situated. Is my product easily accessible to customers? How might I be able to distribute the product more effectively? People or personnel signifies how your employees represent the company and how they interact with the clients or stakeholders. Does each employee adequately represent the enterprise and its image? For example, knows the products and the prices. Responds well to the needs and questions of customers. Physical environment, packaging. This refers to the way your product, service, and everything about your company appears from outside. Decisions need to be made about the size, shape, color, material, and label of the packaging. Does the package is manageable? Does the quantity of package is useful for the client? Process. Solid procedures and policies that are in place which pertains to company's products and or service is an extremely valuable element to the marketing strategy. Customers want to understand more than just your product. They also want to focus on the shape and form of your business will take. Do I avoid production surpluses? Do I have a policy for after-sales service? Promotion refers to the informing the public of your enterprise and inciting those clients to purchase your goods or services. What means do I have at my disposal to inform the public of my product and its quality? Are the means of communication convenient for my target clientele? Consider the most appropriate avenues for getting out your message. An entrepreneur who practices good marketing skills always aims to satisfy his or her clients using a mixture of marketing approaches. In order to do so, one has to consider several questions relative to the each P. For more examples of question, please review the Handbook Module 4. When you are entering in a foreign market, there are some issues that you must be aware of. First of all, the basic principle of marketing mix is the relationship between price, promotion, product, and place distribution. Also, it is important to have in mind that the internationalization of your products. The final price may be distorted by such factors as price discrimination imposed by host governments on foreign goods that may make your price too high to compete or too low to provide a reasonable profit margin. Your marketing and advertising efforts will often be determined by cultural laws and norms and the availability of different types of media. Your product will require some degree of change for the market you wish to enter due to cultural differences, the level of economic maturity of the country, and in many instances because of technical and/or product standards imposed by the host country. Your potential distribution process will be impacted by the availability of agents and distributors and the complexity of the channels for getting your product to the customer. While you could create your marketing strategies with nothing other than keyword trends and the most effective marketing methods within your industry, your conversions will be lower if your consumers are not connected to you as a brand. Branding is at the core of your marketing strategy, so branding must come first. Even if you are a startup, it is essential to clearly define who you are as a brand because it is your branding that will keep your customers returning for more. Branding is the foundation upon which you will build consumer loyalty. It is what generates a timeless connection. It is your branding that makes you unique. Competition is fierce. There are companies who offer comparable or even the same exact products and services that you offer. Is it possible that people can really love a brand? Well, we can say they can, and they do. Consumers have started to hold certain brands close to their hearts. For example, brands like Apple, Disney, Lego, who really pull out all the efforts when it comes to engagement. In turn, they have earned themselves doting fans, enviable net promoter scores, and some soaring profits to boot. Brands have become one of the ways that many people, especially millennials, have started to define themselves by. So, make your brand one that a consumer will be proud to associate with. More than ever, brands have a responsibility to make people look good. In fact, Apple was voted to UK's coolest brand and then it declared the biggest profits ever made by a company. Now it is time to get close to the steps that will help you to create love for your brand. First of all, as a brand owners and managers, we need to begin by telling you that being loved has a very little to do with size, budget, or marketing pros. In fact, the most critical ingredient is passion. So, here we will explore the attributes that your brand should have in order to create love. First, it is important to have brand personality, and there is a misconception that brand personality equals irreverent, which is not relevant for many businesses. But every brand should define their ideal personality as the meeting point between who they are and what they target. It is important that your products, package, and everything that runs the brand share its personality. Do not be afraid to explore. For understanding this, you might like to visit Innocent Drinks, a UK brand of juice. The second aspect is to have a foundation of authenticity, and by this Dave answered means to have a core of values that are in line with the brand personality, and that the workforce involves or stakeholders represent and respects this personality and values. For example, selling equipment for sports and that the people that produce these products have been trainers, sport coaches, therapists, and so on. As well, it's important to look for the ambassadors, and these might be people from sports that will use your products and they have the expertise to actually rate them. The third attribute of a brand is a unique brand experience. It is to think of how you could create a unique experience for your brand. The more likely doing so will make you stand out from your competitors. A story tale followed by an atmosphere that is related to it will give you that unique experience that your target group will love. Do not forget for that you have studied your target group characteristics. A passionate community is much more than a group of loyal customers with a shared love for the brand. For example, the Harley-Davidson Company built over decades. Harley riders identify themselves as a part of the community. For some, joining the Harley-Davidson community is a major influence in their decision to purchasing a Harley. The next aspect is a genuine customer connection. Connection is more than likes or names on an old loyalty program database who get a monthly bailout, likes on Facebook or followers on Instagram. Customer connection is about meaningful engagement through discussions, sharing, and giving. Lululemon is a great example of a brand fine-tuned to creating strong customer connections. Lululemon is a source of a library of books on health and exercise available for customers to borrow. This is an example of customer engagement in every store every day. The social conscience is seen as a highly attractive attribute for a brand. There are so many cases these days of small companies that related to their activities with a social cause and they have increased their capacity very fast in short time. For example, Rosa's Pizzas in Philadelphia is a restaurant that started a campaign to ask for donations and contribute themselves with donations to elaborate pizzas for free so people who live in the streets can have something to eat. All in all, passion attracts opportunity in all shapes and sizes. It attracts more clients and customers and the opportunities they bring. Do not forget these attributes to include in your strategy, and you will build more than a sale. You will have a partner that will be supporting you all the way up. For more information about online tools for branding and branding tips, please check the handbook. The easiest way to analyze your future organization and the environment to see if your organization is implementing a correct marketing and brand strategy is to do a SWOT analysis. How to do it properly? Best way is to determine the objective as a first step and to draw a square and divide it into 4 smaller squares because each square represents one category. Next step will be writing the titles in each square and to distinguish them from the rest of the text. Write the word strengths in the top of the left square, weaknesses in the top of the right square, opportunities inside the bottom left square, and threats inside the bottom right square. After you did all of these steps, it is time to add factors, usually in a bullet form, into the squares. SWOT stands for strengths and weaknesses, which are internal factors, and opportunities and threats, which are external factors. Internal because a company writes down their own strengths and weaknesses. You write what you think is the greatest advantage and what is the main problem inside your organization. 4.10 Case Study. When giving to a society gives even more. Please go to the handbook in the last section of the Module 4. You will find the information and instruction to complete the case study that will help you to understand the concepts that we have seen in this module.